TV sector news, politics and unions sector news, education sector news, cooperative governance, traditional affairs and municipalities sector news, agriculture and forestry sector news. Hello and welcome to Connect4 TV Sector News, your world in one village that brings you your news a sector at a time with special Know Your Government, Your Community and Environment sector pieces that are built to inform you, bringing the government to the people to the government, one person to another. My name is Cassia Kulu. Hailing out of politics and union sector news, the Union of Nahal that stands behind the teachers, the workers union gathered members of the media together with the National Health, and all talks were all holistic and how the National Health Department can make our lives better. Mahlengiwe Mgomezulu reports.
The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union, also known as NEHAL, launched its first national health campaign with the intention to broaden transformation of healthcare systems.
The campaign seeks to ensure that there's universal access for everyone to healthcare. It would be very silly for one to think that currently everyone has access to healthcare. It's not the truth. Many people still need to travel very far. Many people still need to wake up very early in order to get into health facilities. And in most cases, even when they enter, the infrastructure is not up to scratch, the medicine is not adequate. So the NHI seeks to address those to ensure that we create one entire system of the healthcare, that people are seen based on as individuals, but not as whether you have or you don't have money to have that. So the campaign then, the seminar will help us to massively prepare for the NHI. Not every person is happy with the NHI. There's been people that has been violently opposed to the NHI, including the major hospital groups, some medical aid companies, and the Democratic Alliance, the DA, which is violently opposed to the NHI. So ours is to mobilize society at large to fight side by side with us in ensuring that we defend the NHI, because in the end, it is the community that will benefit from the NHI. So the seminar, more than anything, is to help us prepare for that fight that will take forward in defense of the NHI, because we believe that the NHI is a victory for working class people who currently do not have enough resources to access quality health care.
For politics and unions sector news, I'm Mahlengiwe Mgomezulu, Durbin. Here are the top 8 most influential unions and political parties in South Africa. The role of unions and political parties is to ensure the welfare of its members, protecting the reliability of their trade, and to advocate for the needs of the community. You can get to be a member of any political party or trade union of your choice by simply visiting an office of that particular organization anywhere near you. For more news relating to politics and union sector news, tune on to your preference stop, Connect World Sector News, and hashtag Connect World Sector News on all social media platforms.
Cooperative governance and traditional affairs and municipalities sector news is what we bring you now. Now, we know that communities always complain that there's lack of service delivery. Well, the new administration seems to be doing something to make a change in yours and my life. And in Newcastle, the MEC of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Mr. Sipho Hlomuka, accompanied by the Premier's province, Sihle Zikalala, took to Newcastle, and in there they delivered brand new machinery such as surrogate machinery and trucks to obviously add into the upliftment of the infrastructure of the area. Let's have a look at what happened in this particular clipping. Very interesting and pleasing, I might say.
The Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Sipho Hlomuka, together with Kwazulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala, gave away new trucks and machinery for infrastructure development at Newcastle.
Abantu baKwaZulu-Natal badinga amanzi, badinga imigwaqo, badinga ukuthuthelwa indle ngendlela enesithunzi, badinga izidingo nohulumeni onakekelayo. Yingakho-ke sizothi la silethe imshini esuka kuhulumeni weprovince kumnyango wakwa-COGTA under i-leadership kababa uHlomuka. Nansi niyayibona. Le mshini ibala oqala amatruck okuletha amanzi. Manje udaba lwamanzi luyinkinga. Isifiso sethu sithi umuntu nomuntu akathola amanzi ekhaya. Kodwa kungakenzeki lokho. Kuney'ndawo okufakwa amathangi kuzo, oJoJo tank. Imali eningi ichitheke ngoba kuqashwa abantu balanda amanzi ngamatruck abo bawafaki la. Lo muntu uzowafaka amanzi abuye angawafaki. Manje sizothi nanka amatruck amanzi aseyivisiwe, ayoza aseyiviswe next year December. Akafaka amanzi indawo nendawo, akafakele iward neward engenawo amanzi.
The people were given machines for infrastructure, water trucks and sewage trucks. Those machines are said to make life easier and open job opportunities for the youth of Newcastle and the community at large.
Lovely story hailing there from Newcastle. Kelani Twala, on the other hand, coming out of the lost and found sector news today, brings sadness to us as we hear that he's still not been found. This particular young man is a student at the University of Free State and stays in Kwazulu-Natal from Eqwaqwa, I understand. And this young man went missing and is said to having been traveling all the way from the Free State University to KwaZulu-Natal and didn't make it to his family. His family has made their way to the police to try and get assistance, and apparently they have eventually gotten a case number, which took them quite a bit of time to get. And during the wonderful story we've all just seen before the Premier of the province, Sihle Zikalala, in Newcastle, a group of young people stormed into the event very, very frustrated, demanding for the Premier to render them a service, to do something about the absence of this young man. We currently are unsure as to what the developments are, although we are going to be reporting it to you further. But have a look at what happened.
Just after the speech of the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, at Newcastle, a group of young people stormed in wearing black in protest for Amugelani Ngobese, a student of the University of Free State's Qwaqwa campus who has been missing for over 3 weeks. Fanele Ngobese explains.
Amugelani is my brother. We last spoke to him on the 6th of September. He was coming home from Qwaqwa. He last called saying that he was in Harrismith and that he will try and get transport that will drop him off in Newcastle. We haven't heard from him since.
Premier Sihle Zikalala promised this group who seeks for the return of Amugelani that he will do everything in his power to make sure that Amugelani is found.
Siyafisa ke ukunikezela isiqiniseko ukuthi sizocela ukuxhumana namaphoyisa silekelelane sibamsane ukumfuna kodwa futhi sizonicela nje ukuthi uma siqeda la masiphuma abanye benu sixoxisane nabo ukuze sikwazi ukubambisana ukulida nokuthi si-address lento. Siyabonga.
Bahlengiwe Mgomezulu for Lost and Found Sector News, Connect World TV, Newcastle.
Of its kind dose of sector news hits South Africa through the shores of KwaZulu-Natal, with each sector's delivery of the most basic and crucial information whose knowledge brings the people to the government to the people, one person to another, for better cohesion and prosperity. We come at you Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. on 1KZN TV. Of agriculture and forestry sector news is the third Urban Agriculture Summit that took place right here in Durbin at the ICC, and of course it saw the international and national attendance, and in this attendance international community and local community members are trying to figure ways as to how we can all live healthily and of course grow green, go green, and be good for the environment and eat healthily, and how each household can contribute into this, and how you can grow maybe a spinach, maybe a carrot or something. Of course, Andy Sakiolo brings this report for us.
Magenta Global, a media and business information company, hosted the 3rd Urban Agricultural World Summit 2019 at the Durbin International Convention Center. This event comprised of sessions on vertical farming, controlled environments, agriculture, and ideas that will shape the agenda for agricultural transformation. Maggie Ten, CEO of Magenta Global, explains. Business people within the agricultural industry attended this event, where urbanized methods of farming were introduced. Guest speakers at this summit spoke on new seawater greenhouse designs, green energy and community farms, future farms, and horticulture lighting.
One of the reasons we constructed this farm is obviously to test our own product, make sure that it works up to standard before we release it out to the market. We've seen really, really good results. In fact, with the lettuce, from seedling to harvest, we've had to actually cut down, instead of a 4-week period, we've had to cut it down to 3 weeks. We definitely got our full growth within 3 weeks, which was quite a nice success rate that we saw there. But another reason for constructing the farm is touching on what Dr. Makondo mentioned earlier. It's very important, we obviously construct farms for our clients, and it's very important for us to really understand the challenges that a lot of our clients face with regard to the financial model of the farms that are constructed.
Andy Sakyolo for Agriculture and Forestry Sector News, Connect World TV, Durbin.
He's known as a Pan-Africanist, a revolutionarist, a former president of Zimbabwe. Former President Robert Mugabe, who passed on a couple of days ago, certainly saw a lovely memorial service that saw the attendance of many from Durbin, that were among some nationals, some of foreign nationals, and of course many people took to the podium and spoke very well of him. And among the speakers, the main key address came from the former president of South Africa, President Thabo Mbeki. Andy Sakyolo reports this for us.
Comrades, on behalf of the ANC, we wish to once again welcome our former president and convey our gratitude to him for accepting our invitation to address the province on the meaning of the life of a cornerstone of the African Revolution, Comrade Gabriel Mugabe. For those who have asked why we celebrate Mugabe, we want to make it clear. Mugabe was also what he was because of the enemies of his own revolution. Because, among others, because of those who imposed sanctions to Zimbabwe so that they would stifle and defeat the leadership of Mugabe. For us, as the ANC, we recognize Mugabe as one of the greatest Pan-Africanists and committed to the internationalist struggle in the world. He stood with us under the leadership of Oliver Tambo in the struggle in solidarity with the people of Palestine, and he supported the struggle of the people of Western Sahara led by Polisario Front in the Northern Africa. This giant is one of those who spearheaded the agenda of African unity, but also he represented Africa in the world, including in the United Nations, without any compromise.
But in the end, the reason that you even had people from so far away planning to overthrow an elected leader of Zimbabwe was because this was a tried and tested African patriot. Stood very firm for the liberation of the continent, a Pan-Africanist, a great actor in the interest of the countries of the South. At a certain time, the non-aligned movement, 150 plus members, chose a committee of 15 to lead the countries of the South. President Mugabe was in that committee. I'm saying here is a great patriot, defender of Africa's independence, defender of Africa's interests, very principled, very brave, able to speak out in defense of those interests. That is why many people in the world didn't want him. But we are proud, very, very glad that we'd have this meeting to commemorate him. Because for us, he was a fellow combatant and a leader who would never ever abandon the struggle for our liberation. Thank you very much.
Here are the top 8 most influential unions and political parties in South Africa. The role of unions and political parties is to ensure the welfare of its members, protecting the reliability of their trade, and to advocate for the needs of the community. You can get to be a member of any political party or trade union of your choice by simply visiting an office of that particular organization anywhere near you. For more news relating to politics and union sector news, tune on to your preference stop, Connect World Sector News, and hashtag Connect World Sector News on all social media platforms.
First of its kind dose of sector news hits South Africa through the shores of Kwazulu-Natal, with each sector's delivery of the most basic and crucial information whose knowledge brings the people to the government to the people, one person to another, for better cohesion and prosperity. We come at you Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. on 1KZN TV. We close with this for you from the education sector. Of course, the controversial Durbin University of Technology, better known as the DUT, continues its constant strikes and lack of peace in that university as they seek for the Sandile Ndlovu, the answers to Sandile Ndlovu's death. In this particular clip, the media has been called by the SRC, whose members are also standing on murder charges, having been found to having participated in the unlawful act where there were malicious burning of properties in the Durbin University of Technology. But in this particular clip, they call the media and to address us on several matters. Well, let's have a look at what happens to this.
The Student Representative Council for Durbin University of Technology, DUT, invited Connect World TV on a media briefing to discuss the issues they are facing within the campus.
There's nothing that has happened. This is called University of Technology, but there's nothing technological about this university. We should be entering the university using our fingerprints, but instead we are using manual student cards to enter the campuses. We want the university to upgrade security and safety for students. Instead, they are calling a strike force. You can enter the campus, you'll see. There are many people wearing black overalls. They are not here to protect us, but they are here to arrest us. When we are crying justice, we are being suspended, we are being jailed. But when we are trying to demonstrate our feelings, we are being taken to prison.
The president of the Student Representative Council, Thamsanqa Memela, explains on the incident of an injured security guard.
It's not even students. There were also members of the community there. So you cannot say it's students whereas they are not even on campus. The security came to a park where students are just sitting somewhere having revolutionary drinks. So you can't come to a park and just intimidate people. It was students and members of the community.
Sizwe Mchunu, Education Sector News, reporting for Connect World TV, Durbin.
The Department of Education in KwaZulu-Natal is to govern two national departments, namely the Department of Basic Education, which is responsible for primary and secondary schools, the Department of Higher Education and Training, which is responsible for tertiary institutions and vocational training. Education is important so that people can improve themselves, and it is the escaping factor from poverty. The only way the society can grow is through proper education at all levels. The community must work together with the Department of Education to ensure that no child is excluded from schools, especially on the grounds of their race or religion.
first of its kind dose of sector news hits South Africa through the shores of Kwazulu-Natal, with each sector's delivery of the most basic and crucial information whose knowledge brings the people to the government to the people, one person to another, for better cohesion and prosperity. We come at you Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. on 1KZN TV. Well, that brings us to the last story, and that closes this particular show. Remember that if you would like us to track any of the stories for you that you like and that you think Sector News would like this, and I'd like Sector News to track this for us, please do feel free. This is a show that is put together for you with a lot of love from us, and we are here at your service to serve you. So we do hope you certainly have enjoyed this particular edition, and do watch out for the second edition, because they all come with very interesting stories and your sector pieces that bring you to the government. Remember, the government to you. Thank you so much, and take online, and online do hashtag us. We are hashtag ConnectWorldTV, hashtag ConnectWorldTV Sector News. Thank you so much for having watched. Until next time, thank you and good morning, South Africa.